Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. I'm the guy that built the sports analytics predictive model, and I still get a lot of DMs and people assuming that I'm just using ChatGPT to get my bets. So I wanted to show you my system running and explain exactly how it works. That way you can see firsthand that it's not ChatGPT, it is an actual system. So a little bit about me. Years ago, I worked for a startup tech company that managed Sprint's Nextel platform, and we created a payment gateway that later was purchased and is now known by many of you as Shopify. So I've always been in the programming realm and dealing with code, and that kind of got me into my current job where, without giving too many details, I essentially do risk analytics and use machine learning algorithms to create predictive systems to mitigate loss for a Fortune 500 company. So like many others, I also have a passion for sports and sports betting, but was shocked by the amount of scams and wannabe social media handicappers that are charging hundreds of dollars for just mediocre performance. And I thought, man, there has to be a better way. So I took my background of machine learning and programming and created a simple baseball predictive model that just predicted the likelihood of each team winning. And then I added in things like weather, ballpark location, batting average, home run probability, and expanded it more and more and more, and then started layering in different sports. And that has now turned into my entire predictive system that is called House. Which, by the way, totally named itself. Apparently, HOUSE stands for Handicapping Odds Using Statistical Edge. That's what it came up with. It is not ChatGPT. It is completely different. ChatGPT is a language model that is trained on billions of language examples. It's great for writing, generating texts, providing explanations, but it does not inherently predict games. Now, if you feed it a specific data set, it can try to find correlation and find predictions, but that prediction does not have to be profitable, it does not have to have an edge, it does not have to actually be accurate. It just has to have text that makes sense. That is ChatGPT's job, to find text that makes sense. And that's why you get responses that say things like, Shohei Ohtani is going to get a touchdown for the Eagles. Text makes sense, accuracy is not there. House is completely different. This is a predictive modeling system that is trained on sports data. Similar to how ChatGPT is trained on text, House is trained on millions of data points of historical data, and it learns how to read matchups, predict outcomes, and then produce probabilities of actual sports data, and then compares those probabilities to market odds. I'm going to go ahead and run it in the background, do a little picture-in-picture so you can see it. This is a fully automated sports betting prediction system. It generates picks, it posts them every morning, it tracks results, wins, losses, voids, it shows you ROI every single day. You can see your performance over time. It's also a smart system. So it has a built-in adaptive betting strategy. It analyzes its own performance. It adjusts how it predicts games and filters lines with that strategy. So it's designed to bounce back from rough days, which is really, really cool. What House is not, it's not a crystal ball. There's going to be off days. It's not guaranteed to get every single pick correct. It is a system that is betting on what inconsistent and unpredictable humans are going to do. In a perfect world, the data matches what the humans do, and that's the result. That's not how it is in sports betting. These are not guaranteed locks. It's not just a guy guessing and posting only the winners. This is a repeatable process designed to find value when it exists and skip when it doesn't. There is a lot of so-called cappers out there that tell you they're on fire, they're hitting 75%, they have insider information, they're flashing stacks of cash and jewelry and fancy cars. It's all BS marketing to get you to sign up to give them your money, which is why I built House, right? I wanted the three most characteristics of a good handicapper: consistency, transparency, value. Most of the cappers I've seen fail at least one of those. They disappear when they lose, they don't track everything, they charge you premium prices for vibes. House is not that. You can see here, it is working on grading yesterday's picks, and now it's processing any MLB. Obviously, MLB is out of season right now, so it's going to move on to NFL. Obviously, there's no NFL games right now, so it's going to move on to college football. Obviously, there's no college football games right now, so it's going to continue to move on. And it's going to go through every single sport every single day until it finds something that says, hey, we have games. Like NHL is what it's on right now. It knows that there's NHL games today, so it's going to run through every single matchup in the NHL, and it's going to give you confidence. It's going to give you odds. It's going to look up spreads or puck lines in this case. It's going to try to find the odds of those puck lines. It's going to try to convert money line to those puck lines and see what makes sense, what's valuable, what's not valuable. All of this is done very, very quickly. It is incredibly consistent. It's incredibly reliable. It does not get emotional. It does not chase. It does not have a sick day. This is the most consistent handicapping platform you will ever find. More importantly, it can't scam you, right? It won't message you to join its Telegram. It's not going to ask you for $100 for super secret insider information. It's not going to lose all of its money and try to sell you a fake MacBook or iPhone. It is only trained to predict profitable bets and provide them to the user. That is its only job. Every single pick that it's generating right now, you can see that it's coming up. It's posting to Discord. It's using a Google Sheet that I don't have access to. It is a locked sheet that only this system has access to. It tracks every single play before the game starts, and it auto grades every single day after. Right now it's doing the parlay of the day. It's going to do player profiles or player props. It's going to pull up player prop of the day. It's generating automated ladder. That's something we're testing right now. There's pick of the day, tells you cover percentage. It's a great system, right? Every single pick is logged. You'll see wins, losses. You'll see a graph of your ROI. Even free members on Discord or Telegram get a recap of every single VIP play. So you can join for free, and you can look and you can say, is it worth it to join? Is this person profitable or not? You will not find that in almost any other capper. There's some that do that, but most of them will just show you the screenshots of someone's best day. This is honest daily recap, and you get to see real numbers. So how this is working behind the scenes, each sport has 10 different models that kind of act as a neural network. I won't get into each one. I'll kind of list them, I guess, here. Basically, this system uses all these different models to handicap NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, college basketball. I'm working on UFC and soccer right now. But it uses all these different models. Every single model gives a prediction. It gives those predictions to a system that I created. It's a proprietary system that I call MetaRanker. MetaRanker basically takes all those predictions and it says, I don't trust any specific model. I need to cross-check all these models and see how many models agree that this is going to be the outcome. And if there's multiple models agree, the confidence of this pick goes up. If these picks disagree, then the confidence is going to get downweighted, or we're just going to skip it entirely. It uses a system called SHAP plotting. I'll show that here. So this is part of the self-learning process. Every single model basically says, these are the metrics that I'm using to predict today's game. And it creates this log of, here's the metrics that I used. It then creates an artifact of itself. So it will say, this is NBA model 352 using these metrics to predict today's game. When it auto grades the next day, it will say, were we profitable above a certain percentage? I'm not going to give that percentage on here. Are we above a certain percentage? If yes, then we're going to retain what we learned and we're going to build on top of it. If it was a bad day, if we hit 30% of our picks, obviously NBA model 352 did not meet the mark, so we're going to scrap it. And we're going to go back and try to figure out, when was our most profitable day before that? Was it NBA model 347? And if so, we're going to run 347 today, and then we're going to build 343. And we're going to use 347 and 352 and combine them and figure out what went wrong. What did we add in that tanked our profitability? And it does this over and over and over again every single day. All these models are self-learning. They continue to grow over time. They continue to learn the game every single day. Each model gives a prediction. House system pulls all the odds. It checks context like injuries, line movement, cross-checks all that model performance, calculates confidence, calculates edge, and then it gives the best plays that it thinks that are going to hit today, right? So the idea is very simple. Predicted probability needs to be higher than the implied probability to find the edge. If there is an edge and there's a high enough threshold of probability, we are going to go ahead and push that forward. Highest confidence is the lock of the day. Everything else, there's a certain gate that it has to meet. If there is a pick that is high confidence, but there is no edge, right? We believe that this is an overinflated line, or it's a 51% chance that this team's going to win. We're not going to force that play, right? There is some bankroll management built in, so that's the adaptive batting strategy. Obviously, we're going to do flat units, limits, no chasing, all of that. House is designed to keep that process structured so you're not betting on impulse. But if we are overly aggressive on spreads today in NBA, and we did really, really poor, but we know that NHL is doing good when we bet on money line, it will pull back on those spreads a little bit, and it'll push more money line spreads up, or it'll soften some of those spreads until it figures out, okay, are we meeting that ROI or not? So it's constantly adapting to try to keep that bankroll positive every single week. You're going to have losing days. The goal is to win the week. Now, how much does a system like this cost? 6 months of my life is the answer of that. Obviously, there is a hosting cost assigned to it. There's some costs that I paid up front to get some of the data. I pay some companies to access their APIs to pull live odds. There is a cost associated with it. So I do sell picks from my system, fully transparent. However, I want everyone to try it for free. I want everyone to make money. And that is why House is different. House was built to disrupt the capper industry. Okay? Your traditional handicapper, you're paying them for premium tools and research and hoping they read the data right to give you the best play, right? With House, you're not paying for someone to spend hours researching and then guessing. You are paying for a system that does years worth of analytics within seconds. You just saw it did all those sports today within 5 minutes, right? And it does this consistently every single day, and it tracks everything, and it adapts its strategy for you. It's a fully automated system. I touch nothing. It runs every single morning at 9 a.m. Central. All the picks at the end get posted to Discord, Telegram, Winnable, Instagram, and Facebook. Instagram and Facebook right now are just a daily parlay and the player prop of the day. But because I touch nothing, it is the cheapest handicapping solution you'll ever find. In fact, I don't actually touch the price. House monitors its own pricing, and it goes off of hosting costs, API costs, whatever, and its goal is just to break even. I have a good paying job. I don't need to make money off of this. It is incredibly affordable. I have a very generous free trial for anyone that wants to test it. But Discord, Telegram, and Winnable get VIP plays, free plays, parlay, ladder, all those things. I'm building more. This is the start of the process. There's going to be an automated ladder challenge, parlay generator, matchup analyzer, live odds betting, hedge recommendations. The roadmap on this thing is long, and the possibilities of this platform are endless. But more importantly, this system is totally scalable. It is usable for the new and casual bettors that just want to have some fun or learn how to bet on sports or aren't really sure what to bet on to make a profit. But it's also there for the serious bettors who want that accountability and the data-driven results, and they want to understand why a pick is being placed and what the odds are behind it, what the stats are behind it. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed. Sports betting has risks. Even my system has losing days. But if you're going to tail someone or something else's picks, do it with something consistent, transparent, and disciplined. This is actual ROI for the month. Again, this is all generated from the system. I didn't create this. It is 100% organic. I don't touch it. Everything is done on its own. I don't get to pick the plays that it posts. I don't get to have any bias or favoritism. I don't get to say that Packers are going to win. My system picks everything, and it just kind of lets you bet blindly. Really, really cool system. It's been a fun project to work on for the last 6 months. I, like I said, have a lot of things I want to add into it. I'm going to continue to push those projects out. I try to do as many updates as possible every single week. If you have questions about the system or you want to learn more about the system, feel free to DM me or drop a comment. I love answering questions about it. If you want to test it out, let me know. I will not give out the source code. I will not give out any access to it specifically, but you can see some of the picks it posts, and I can give you like some of the raw JSON output or whatever. Anyway, let me know if you have questions. Hopefully this was enlightening. Hopefully people can stop asking me if I'm using ChatGPT. Take care.